Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name's Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, I'm going to show you a little left hand technique that's going to automatically position your left hand in just the right spot so you can play more comfortably and have better left hand technique in general. Without further ado, let's jump in. So ultimately, what we're looking to do with our left hand to really center it in the right spot so we don't have to do excess stretching or have to rely on sort of shifting our hand, even if it's just micro shifts, trying to get further up to the 7th fret and things like that. What you want to do is you want to be able to have your pointer finger on the 2nd fret, so I've got the 2nd fret of the G string in this example, 2nd fret with the pointer finger, and the 7th fret with your pinky. And to be able to go between those without shifting your hand. A lot of times I'll see people play like this. And do this little micro shift. See how my whole hand is moving there? If you can avoid that, it takes a lot of the strain out of playing and it gets rid of a lot of unnecessary movement. So if you can have your hand stay totally in one place while you play those notes, then you're going to be set up for a much better left hand technique. And to be able to do that, a great little exercise that I like to do is 2nd fret on the G, 7th fret with your pinky on the G, 2nd on the D, 7th on the D, 2nd on the A, 7th on the A, 2nd on the E, 7th on the E. So just running through those, it's not the most musical exercise, but it's a really great way just to naturally guide your hand towards the nice middle ground where both of those stretches are possible. Now, if you're first starting out on the mandolin, you might find that exercise to be a pretty big ask, and it is a bit of a stretch to begin with, and what it will ultimately do, though, is it'll sort of subconsciously tell your hand what it needs to be doing in order to make that stretch. But what you don't want to do is really just force that exercise for hours and hours on end. Not only is that not very fun and not very musical, it also is something that could potentially hurt you if you're just gonna like try over and over and try to force that movement and force that stretch. So what I recommend is, take 30 seconds every time you pick up the instrument. Just pick up the instrument, get your left hand nice and relaxed. Honestly, watch the whole technique series that I have. I've got tons of videos on technique here on the Mando Lessons YouTube channel. Watch all those because technique really starts from your core and goes out through your arm and into your hand. And this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg is this exercise. But, just take that exercise, do your best, try to run through it without moving your hand. You don't want to be seeing this. That's too much hand movement. Just nice and do your best to get that and then move on. It's not a musical exercise. It's really, not that rewarding. So I don't want you to be like trying and trying and trying for minutes and hours on end to get that to work. Just try to pick up the mandolin once or twice a day, give it 30 seconds with that exercise, and then move on to playing some tunes or something that's really artistically satisfying for you. And over time, your hand will stretch out and you'll be able to make those stretches. So give that exercise a try, get that left hand really dialed into the right spot so you're not doing unnecessary shifting while you play. Again, 30 seconds a day is going to be plenty, and over the course of a couple weeks or a couple months, your left hand technique is really going to get dialed in and you're going to play with much more ease and not as much strain. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.